I knew it. Another Hurrdat Media production.
I was just telling Pat. I was so rushed. We just got a new car. Smashed the back light.
Damn, excuses are like assholes. Everyone has them. No one wants to see them.
I'm dropping my mic.
I'm already making you that nervous. You're dropping your mic.
See, I'm so nervous. Yo,
we made it an hour late just for you, and then you're like, nah, an hour's not long enough. Fuck this guy. He's like a D list or an F list Bravo celebrity. We'll just let him wait.
You know what? And I was gonna start off, of course, by saying I'm sorry. And two, I was gonna say, you know what? You know how I was texting about yesterday, and I was like, I got to catch up on Winter House.
You didn't even do it, did you?
Not only did I do it, thanks a lot, smart ass, but I will say I was against watching, and I admit I was against watching this season of Winter House. I was just like, I'm not into it. I don't know. But then
wait, why?
I don't know. I just like, I don't know.
You can be real.
I don't know.
Be honest. There's a reason.
I have no idea. I just was like, it's not like, I feel like I've seen it.
Okay.
Like I feel like I've been there. And by the way, I said the same thing to Family Karma, even though it wasn't anything out there like it. I was like, this is not going to be my jam. I have no idea why. And then I had somebody on from Family Karma. I binged it, and I fucking love it.
And then now it's canceled.
Back to my in Winter House.
Yeah.
I was like, but you know what? I like Kory. I think we would have a blast together. Sober or not. And I would love to talk with him. And then you and I were like getting this together, and I was like, fuck, now I got to watch it.
Yeah. Did you watch
I did.
This season and last season, or just this season?
I watched last season.
Okay.
I hadn't started this season.
Oh, you haven't started this season?
I had not. When you and I were talking, I was not full of shit. I said, I'm literally going to start. I watched all 3 episodes.
Okay. Wait,
and
we're technically on 4 now. So did you not watch last night?
No.
Wow.
Oh, I'm watching Peacock. My shit doesn't catch up. We just moved. Long story. I'll be 7 episodes behind.
Was that another excuse you were about to give me? You just moved.
I did.
The house isn't ready. You don't even have a TV. You have no internet service. Your cat died. I get it. It's whatever.
Shit. Well, Peacock's a day late, right? I'm blaming this. I fully blame this on Peacock. Okay.
Peacock. I'm going to call them up, and you specifically will get it the day early when we get it.
Will you? I would really appreciate that, because now a really long drawn out story. I've seen a different side of Kory that I was not expecting, that I really, really liked.
What's the different side?
You just seemed more like, I don't know, not like, to use your guys' words, like fuckboy.
I've heard that a lot. Yeah.
This season.
Yeah.
Why?
I guess
Sam?
Yeah. Because, people were still having that narrative that I had it at that time, made it exclusive with her, or like officially called boyfriend, girlfriend. So they acted like I was still being a fuckboy, even though I wasn't. And I was a very good boy the entire time. That's what it is, the perception. I guess I give off the like fuckboy energy.
Yeah. Well, I give off the fuck girl energy. That's why I was like, we will jam. Remember we met you like real quick? I'm like, sober.
Yeah.
Like that's why I was like, you and I are like, we go.
You were sober?
The whole time. I had not one drop of alcohol.
In Vegas the entire time. You didn't have why?
Or maybe at night I had half a glass of champagne or Prosecco or something. Sober.
Why?
Sober. It was a lot.
Why would you be sober that entire time?
Was it amazing for you?
Yes, that was like the best shit ever. I would do BravoCon every single weekend.
Just because of like all the Bravo people there, the fans, both?
Well, one is I can dress ridiculous and kind of get away with it.
True story.
I didn't wear a t-shirt. I don't think I brought a t-shirt, like a regular t-shirt, the entire time. Half my shit didn't have sleeves or shirts. But But that's one, because I love kind of being crazy. And two, just the energy is so positive. Like it was just like contagious how positive everyone was. Just meeting the fans, of course, is awesome because, I don't really feel like a celebrity, but then you go there and you're like, what the fuck? So I was just eating all that up because it was awesome. And, you have a lot of like, I try not to reach it online, but people will send me stuff and then it's just like a black hole of, well, at least for me, it's just negativity. People love just to drag me through the mud for no reason. I guess just maybe
the fans or the Bravo people or everybody?
Twitter and Reddit. So I guess like fake keyboard warriors, the people that are just like the haters, there's that like small group of people. But going to an event like BravoCon, you just like forget about all that. And it's just
totally,
like,
it's positive.
Just people that actually matter, that actually watch the shows and give a shit about it. And, spend a lot of money and travel across the United States to like have a crazy weekend. It was pretty awesome. So yeah, even though it was like 24/7, I'm high energy. I could do that all the time.
And you're high energy sober.
Yeah, I'm sober right now.
See, we are like, people are like, they always, and I'm like, I'm not on anything. I'm sober. Like I tell them right off the bat, I'm like, I'm Melissa. I'm sober. I'm not on anything. I'm not doing drugs. I don't do drugs. I just say no to drugs.
You start off with that line?
I do. Because people are like, you're a fucking psycho.
If you start off with, hey, I'm sober, I don't do drugs.
Because people look at me and they're like,
ma'am, I was just going to ask you if I could cut in line at the grocery store. I didn't need all that.
But you get it because you're a lot. Yeah. And you're tall and you're a big dude. Like you have to get it a lot. Right. And that's why I was just like, I want to jive. The first season, I'm like, what's going on? Winter House almost feels like what I was trying to think of, like a Temptation Island. Mm-hmm. Like everybody goes just to see who we're going to like hook up with and bang. Do you feel that? Like the guys are like, what girl? Girls are like, what guy? And let's go.
Oh, 100%. That's like from the jump. In this season, Alex, shot a shot the very first night. And like, I was like, bro, calm down. We got a lot of time here. Because if you swing and you miss like you did, luckily it wasn't that awkward afterwards. But I'm like, we got to like wake up and have breakfast with these people and dinner and then go to bed. It's not like we're at a bar. You shoot your shot, it misses. All right, I never have to see that girl again. Whatever. No, you're in a house, and I'm like, that's like last year. Something similar happened with like Luke and Jess, and
right.
He just jumped on it way too quick, and I'm like, bro, like. I know it's only like 2.5 weeks, but like we have some time. And the guys that just like go in hardcore, I'm like, what if one, that's just like you like made out with the wrong person and now you kind of like, what do I do? Or it's just awkward for the rest of the time. So I kind of like,
and then for everybody.
Yeah. And then for everyone. So I'm like the anti like guy that goes like hardcore at first. I kind of like play it easy and then kind of let's see what's the options.
Do you think though, because the setup, it's like, what happened last season, you guys are drunk, drinking, partying around the clock. There's hot chicks, there's hot guys. Do you think like you were setting yourself up going into a situation like this in a situationship or whatever the fuck it was called?
Yeah.
Do you think you're just setting yourself up for like criticizing you, like you're in a relationship, what are you doing, like, or setting yourself up for something with Sam?
So hindsight's 2020. Looking back now, I'm like, oh shit, like I should have made it much clearer. We should have had a talk. We should have been like, okay, what are we? Boyfriend, girlfriend, exclusive, not fuck anyone else. Okay, cool. It was kind of like an unspoken kind of thing that we had where I wasn't asking her if she was going on dates with guys. I don't think she was. She wasn't asking me and I wasn't. But going into this house, I was friends with half of them. And I'm like, I get paid to go on a ski trip with my friends. Yeah, I want to do that, of course. And, I knew there was going to be single girls there because they were kind of like, letting us know like, oh, these girls or whatever. So
you knew in advance who was going to be there.
I didn't know the people, but I knew that they were like, all right, there's going to be some like hot single girls there. So I was like, okay, I just got to be, not last year's Winter House. I got to be the better version 2.0. And, it was, like I said, it was hard, but it wasn't at the same time. Cause I'm a big like flirt and like, I just enjoy like the presence of girls.
Yeah.
And I don't like hook up with a girl to have a good time. I know some guy friends that like, they're not having a good night unless they're like hooking up with girls. I'm like, I just like bantering and having fun and like get to know people. And going into this, knowing that I didn't want to hook up with anyone, I was like, all right, maybe I can get to know these girls on a deeper and different level, more of like a friend level versus like a romantic sexual level, which is like the normal situation. You go into this house, it's all like, okay, who's going to hook up? And you kind of miss the opportunity to make friends with the opposite sex. So I kind of was able to go in there and kind of like actually get to know these girls on a different level, which is cool.
But what if you would open the door when what's her face was banging? Like, come on, daddy. Jordan.
Then I would have had to do what she did to Alex the first night and reject her. And then it would have been fucking weird for the rest of the time. And it would have been a whole thing, you know? And you know, I didn't know who was behind the door, but I knew the door was knocking. I'm like, all right, like,
it's 2 a.m. Everyone's drinking. Yeah. What do you think it is? It's not Santa Claus.
Yeah, exactly. It's not, no one's coming to give me some like, you know, cookies at night. So I was like, it's just,
they're coming to give you a cookie.
Yeah, exactly. They're giving one of those. So I was like, you know, whoever it is, if it was like Benny or Kyle, I knew they were just like busted the door open because that's what bros do. They don't fucking knock. So I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, just be a good boy and go the fuck to sleep.
Okay, so where the fuck are you with Sam? What's happening?
So we'll see. We kind of talk on camera when she comes in. It happens in a couple episodes, and we have a big moment on camera, which I hope it plays out good. It's like good and bad, and then it ends good. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't exactly know how it's gonna like see from like the audience perspectives. But as of right now, we're good. We are 100% dating, official. That happened since March, so like 8 months. So.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. I thought you never know. It's like, are people saying this because they want to keep up it's hard to, I think it would be hard, right? Because you're having to live the season that was taped forever ago, but then you have to not give it away, but then you have to keep up with your real life. It's
a weird whirlwind because I think people know that it's filmed obviously ahead of time, but they don't like know exactly when it was filmed. You know, this was filmed in March of this year, and her and I were in a different place than we are now in March. And, you know, things were definitely different, and, you know, that whole outlook on it. And then throughout the whole entire summer, you know, we became a lot closer, and like, we talked about everything that happened. And then now seeing it again, you know, it brings up old memories, and then you're seeing it, and it feels like it's real time, but we know it's not real time. We're like, all right, we've already like got over this area, and then now it's getting.
But you have emotions back.
Exactly. You know, so it's like bringing up emotion, and then you have the audience and the fans that have
and the chirping.
Oh, of course. So then they're chirping this and this, and it's not like I'm actively doing that. Like if I was actively saying, oh, I don't know what we're in, knowing that we are actually in a relationship now would be a different story. So she's like, you know, not upset, but it's like, it puts us not in like a positive atmosphere all the time. So we have to create our own bubble of like, okay, yes, there's a lot of noise that is not relevant to us right now. If this noise was happening 8 months ago in March, okay, this would make more sense. But now, like, this doesn't really have bearing on our current relationship, so it shouldn't play out like that.
And unfortunately, that's the world of social media.
Exactly.
And people aren't understanding that it's not real time, and that it was forever ago. You didn't know where you're at. You didn't have the talk. And now it's like, but that's the thing. And fucking girls are insane. First of all, hello. Have you met us?
Hey, you're the first one that admits that. Is that your opener too? Do you say I'm sober, not on drugs, and I'm insane?
Listen, let me tell you one thing. If a chick says I am not insane, that's like a chick or a guy saying I don't masturbate. You are a fucking liar, and you can keep it moving because I already have no trust. Okay. So
you don't have to bring guys in there like that. You don't have to throw us.
Oh, I do. I mean, come on. Let's call a spade. Okay. So, but I feel badly because I knew you would probably be getting it. Like you guys being in a good place, and then the show starts airing, and now you, but more so her as the one who's like into you, and that's your dude, and you hear this, and she's getting the feedback and the noise from people.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot.
And it is. And I can completely put myself in her shoes, and I wouldn't want to see her flirting with a guy or like, you know, all up on other guys. Now, you know, if she was doing it then, it's a whole different story. But like seeing it now would make me upset. And I'm like, fuck, you know, I don't want to see this, you know. So I completely get where it's like coming from watching that, which would suck. I don't even like watching myself when I'm drunk on these fucking shows half the time.
Do you watch it now?
Yeah, I watch it. I have to watch it because I need to kind of know like what's going on. I don't intensely watch it. It's usually like on fast forward.
So she is watching it. Do you guys watch it together?
No, we don't watch it.
That's a good idea.
She's in New York. I'm in Charlotte, so we watch it different times. And production sends it to us a couple days earlier, so we get like the director's cut, so we get to see it faster without commercials and shit like that. So
you got to brace yourself.
Yeah, a little bit.
So you guys are like official. What are you doing? She's in New York. You just said you're there. What are we doing here? Like,
I'm in Charlotte, so I live in Charlotte. So
that's and she's there.
Yeah, so she lives in New York. Yeah. So we're long distance. We see each other like every other week. So I'll either fly up there or she'll fly down here. So long distance definitely is harder than, you know, being right next to each other, especially when this shit happens. Cause it's like, hey, I just want to like have dinner with you. And so we can talk or just like see each other in person. And it's not that easy to do when you're, you know, 400 miles away. So
what are you going to do? Are you going to move to New York? Is she going to move to Charlotte? Are we talking about that?
We haven't like intensely talked about it. She's a New York, like she's born in Jersey. So she's like Northeasterner, born and bred. And like, once you're a New Yorker, it's very hard to not be a New Yorker.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any New York friends, but like they don't want to leave. So I love New York. I can see myself being in New York. The problem is I have gyms. That's like my thing. I open gyms and I run gyms. So I'm opening one here in Charlotte in 2.5 weeks. December 3rd is when we'll open.
Amazing. Congratulations.
So like, I'm just like 24/7 doing that. So it wouldn't make sense for me to move to another city.
Yeah.
So I can get a gym there. New York's on the map. We want to do Miami after this. And then after Miami, I want to do New York. So I can see New York in the next like 2 years. But realistically, like now I can't move. Like I can't move to New York.
Your business is there.
Yeah. Just like that would be a dumb business move too. So we travel a lot. So I get to see her a lot. It's just not as in the perfect world where I can see her every night, you know, or at least every weekend. So.
Do you see this like going somewhere like serious?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we've been, I guess, seeing each other for over a year now. Is when I first met her was last summer. And then we've, you know, made it official 8 months ago. So, you know, as I'm getting older, I of course see more relationships as like serious things than like a fling. So I think getting through, you know, seeing each other on TV, especially this, is going to make us stronger and build a better relationship.
So like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, look at you. Like, I see this and it's like, fuckboy. And I see you this season. I see you here. Like I was so into you watching this, and not into you like I want to bone, but like,
oh, you're into me.
I mean, I'm into you. I'd bone you if I weren't married. I mean, I don't care about that either, but I guess for my kids' sake. But like,
are you in a relationship? Is that what you guys do now?
Yeah, we're like we're what do they call like swingers?
Are you a swinger?
We're totally that. Like,
I don't know if you're joking.
And I let my 4 and 6 year old watch.
I don't know if you're joking. Maybe the 4 and 6 year old, you might be joking about that, but I don't know if you're joking about the other part. Is that a sex swinging back there? Is that what I see?
Yeah,
it is. You might put that away.
So I was watching though, and I'm like, what is this fuckboy shit? Like, I just feel like, is this something that you put out there that they labeled you and you went with it when you first started on the show last season? Like, how did this come about? I don't get it because I don't see it right now.
So I have fuckboy tendencies of like that. I can be an asshole and I'm very flirty. I like to banter with girls, but I've never hooked up with more than one girl on a show ever. Like the first season of Winter House, it was just me and Jess. Like I wasn't like trying to fuck Rachel or any of the other girls. Literally, I was into her and that was it. And then Summer House, I met Sam. It was just Sam and I, and then now it's us. So I haven't done anything. I haven't been like trying to hook up with all the friends or any of that shit. So I don't know where the root of being a fuckboy is besides just like my personality, I guess, can come off that way.
But being a flirt doesn't make you like, then I'm like, I'm a fuck girl. I mean, I hug everybody. I touch everybody, not touch, but like I mean, no, it depends. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm the same way. And who cares? Like, that's just being anymore. People are just such assholes. Like, No one's nice. No one's kind. So when we're like, we are, it's like, oh yeah, you're like a fuckboy and I'm a whore bag, which cool. I mean, I wish I were a whore bag. I'm not, but like, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm watching you on the show. And you know what it reminded me of, Kory? Like, so I've seen Shep on Southern, what?
I said Brad Pitt. You said who I remind you of, and I was.
Oh yeah, obviously. I mean, it was George Clooney or Brad Pitt. I was either.
I can take both. Yeah.
I mean, tie. It's a tie. Yeah. Okay. So I had Shep on, and obviously I've seen Shep on Southern Charm forever. Yeah. And he gets on, and we're talking, and I'm like, "Who is this guy? This ain't the same guy that I've been seeing. That's like,
Yeah.
We had the best conversation. I've done over like 150 interviews. I literally was like a little shooketh. I was like, what just happened here? Because I know normally what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
And you started me feeling like this last night because I was like, this is not who I'm expecting in a great way. Because I'm like, you just douche. Like, here we go. Like, let me show my tits and like, we'll just talk about that stuff. And like, look at you. You're nice. Like, you're wearing a nice shirt. You were having fun. Like you and Malia were like, it was just cool. It was just like,
I think I get labeled that too. Cause, and this is going to sound very conceited, but a lot of the girls want to hook up with me. So I think that factor labels me as a fuckboy too. Cause like this season, it was like Malia, Jordan. I mean, Katie even said something at the very beginning, but nothing like that. So, and then in Summer House, it was a couple of the girls there too. And then last Winter House, it was a couple. So even though I haven't hooked up with multiple girls on any show, I think the fact that the options were there kind of gives me that label of being like a fuckboy. And I don't deny, like, I don't like try to like push it away of being like, please don't call me that. I'm such a good boy. Cause like I have fun and I party and I like talk shit and my Instagram captions are a little, borderline crazy.
but that's you. But like that's your personality. It doesn't make you like an asshole.
Exactly. And I just have fun. I think more than a lot of people, and because I can take a joke. Like my mom said, "Don't talk it unless you can take it." So it's like I talk a lot of shit, but bring it right on to me. I can make fun of myself. I know how I look. I know how I dress. I know the stupid things about me. And okay, let's have fun. I think the world or just. Yeah, most people are just too like uptight and they have
to relax.
Yes, like relax. It's not that serious. We're on a fucking TV show. It's not that serious. Like,
a reality TV show on a mountain.
Yeah. I have a weird, like, I just don't take things seriously. So I let things like roll off my shoulder and I'm like, look, it's whatever. And I can laugh it off. I laugh all the time. If I'm not having fun, then what are you doing? So
that's the point.
I think that rubs people from the outside the wrong ways, but anyone who gets to know me, they're like, oh, wow. I kind of like what you were saying. They're like, I thought you were going to be something, but you're completely the opposite. You're not an asshole. You're not a fuckboy. You're actually like a genuine guy. I have deep conversations with people.
Totally.
It's super like in depth with stuff or we can just kind of sit there and talk shit. So
I love that. But like, this is the stuff that I like because I feel like you know what you're going to get. And when someone surprises you, even if it's something like being nice, like you were saying, like, I just want to be nice. I feel like it's just difficult for people. It's so much easier just to like have fun and be nice. And like,
it is. It takes so much extra effort to be mean to people for
right?
No reason and to like have this like negative attitude. And I'm like, I'm just not a negative person. I could be negative about so much shit in my life, but I choose to just be grateful for all the shit I have. And then I'm here and then I'm like, I have all my limbs. I have my parents. I have a good, like there's so much shit to be thankful for that people don't have in the world that I don't let little shit bother me,
Agreed. Do you think that's why Sam was one that stuck? Because she seems to be one that's like fun and positive and like, all the women, because I'm sure like you've had, we know about the exes. We know about all the women, and you're hot and you're good looking and people want to like be with you. Why Sam?
So Sam is able to kind of match my energy on the positivity and like just gets it. She's an entrepreneur. So like we both have that like go-getter mindset where, shit, when you're an entrepreneur, shit happens bad all the time. Like
Every
you, know,
second.
you get the call of like this fucked up or this messed up. This was so you kind of have to
Totally.
be able to like take the punches and roll with them. So I think that's like a big thing that we like connect on. It's like, okay, if this doesn't happen, fine, not a big deal. The outside noise is saying this, it's okay. And that we both have really high energy, which sometimes I don't think matches well, but we're us, it kind of like just the high energy, it kind of relaxes us because we can just be ourselves and we don't have to tone ourselves down. And besides her being beautiful, I mean, that definitely helps. But you know, I think just that level of just being positive and being grateful and thankful for what we have. And she has a great family too. So she has a good upbringing and we have similarities on that. So I think just on a deeper level that, you know, we can vibe.
And you've met the fam?
Yep.
And
yep.
She's met yours?
Yeah. I've met hers more because when we're in New York, they'll be in New York City and they'll come by and like have a glass of wine with us when we're finishing up dinner or something. She's met my mom and dad. She's actually met like all my family. She hasn't been like a sit down dinner with my family, more with my dad, not with my mom yet. So we got to get her with mom. So she's met my mom. It hasn't been like a full on like, you know, let me roast you type of deal with mom.
So you're coming. And have you gotten the roast by her family?
Oh yeah, for sure. I had a grill. I have like a gold grill sometimes I wear. And when I met her dad, I didn't think I was going to meet him. And Sam's like, look at his grill and like pulls. And I'm like, I was not going to do that in front of your dad. So then he's like talking shit about that. But at the end of the night, we were like taking shots and drinks and he loved me. Cause like, I don't get mad when you talk shit. Like I expect that. I want a dad. Cause if my daughter was dating a guy that looked like me or did that, I would be fucking roasting him.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Why do you have that? You better be able to hang if I can like give it to you. And then
totally,
I showed him I could hang, and I was respectful in the fact of like not getting all angry or trying to like dick measure him or anything like that, and respected him and his daughter, which I completely get. You know, I have a sister. So I think he saw that, and then we were able to like be cool after that. So
do you guys say I love you?
Huh?
Do you guys say
It's so bad my emotions say it.
I was literally just gonna say we are here today to talk about emotions.
I say I'll start getting hot, and so I don't talk.
You can't say it.
What's up?
Do you say it to your like? Is it saying it to a female or is it like saying it to anybody?
What?
I love you.
I say it to my parents all the time. So my dad grew up Jehovah's Witness, so they didn't say it to like each other. It was really weird. So he grew up kind of in a really odd. And he was like, I'm going to make a point. My dad's a pilot too, so he travels a lot. So he was like, this, you know, in a not so dark context, but he could like, I could crash and you never see me again.
You never know.
So like he's on the road all the time. So I just grew up. I say I love you to my parents literally every time off the phone. Like we never end a conversation without saying I love you. So I do say that to my mom and dad, and I think my sister a lot. Pretty sure my sister. Me and my sister, we're like very similar but opposite. We talk shit to each other all the time. So I don't know if I say it as much on the phone with my sister, but I say it a lot. So,
but to Sam was my first question.
Yeah, so we say it, but I'm not like overly like I'm bad at it. I'll just say that. She's better at it than I am. I'm getting better at it. I think that word means a lot to me. So I have to like really be like sure about it before I'm just like throwing out I love you. Because I used to do that back in my fuckboy days where I would say I loved you girls because they would say it and I was like, all right, that just like supposed to be that. And then I would like, we'd break up and it would really like crush them. And it like, I'd feel so much bad because they were like all in and
yeah,
I thought I was, because I was just saying I love you. And I thought that's just what you're supposed to do. So I was giving them the short-term benefit of saying that in the comfort, but it kind of fucked us up long-term, or at least them. So learning from that, I'm like, all right, I need to like, you know, be 100% sure and not just like drag these girls along and just make them like feel good for the short term. So,
but you said it.
Yes.
Aw. But she said it first.
She said it first.
Were you like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
I was actually drunk and I don't even know what I said. I think we got in a fight because I didn't say it immediately back. So I think we actually got in a fight the first time.
Well, that's rule number one.
Yeah.
Don't say I love you when you're drunk or during sex.
Know. That's what I'm saying.
It has no meaning.
Yeah, you can't say it during that time because then it's like, oh shit, what do we do?
Never, ever.
Yeah.
So were you like happy that, I mean, you're living your life. Craig is on Southern Charm forever.
Yep.
And he comes over to you and he's like, yo, come on the show with me. And you're like, sure.
Yeah. So it was actually funny. So at BravoCon, one of the original producers for Southern Charm is still on it. He's like, dude, he was like, I have you on the original pilot tape still. He was like, I have all your shit still. And I was like, what? So I was actually on the pilot episode with Craig and Shep and all those guys.
Of Southern Charm.
Yeah, for Southern Charm. Because Craig and I lived together at the time. We lived together for like 2-3 years in college. He was my big brother in the fraternity, kind of showed me the ropes of college of Charleston and all that. And then I looked like I was 12 years old when I think I was 20 at the time. So I looked like a baby. And Craig looked young too, but looked old. He was like 3 years older than me. And the producer he was like, dude, we couldn't even put you in a jacket and make you look like an adult. So obviously we had to get Craig and not you. And I was like, yeah, I totally understand that. Looking back, I was like, I looked like a baby. I don't know how I got any girls back in the day. It must have been my charming personality.
Your charm.
Yeah.
So and then you can move your pecs.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could. I was just hoping you could.
Like, look at this douchebag on the podcast. Fuckboy just bouncing his boobs.
I try to do it with you, so it could be fucker on fuckboy together. There you go.
This is you trying. You're just doing a shoulder thing. It has nothing to do with your shoulders.
The shimmy. The shimmy. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Is that your dance move? Is that what you did when you're at the dance?
Shimmy. Shimmy. No, I actually call it shimmy, titty, titty, titty. That's actually what I do call it. For real. SSSTTT. That's what I call it. I'm not joking.
Obviously, you have an acronym for that. Okay.
I do. That's how serious I'm about it, because people think I'm making it up. It's serious. It's a serious thing in my life.
I don't know when you're fucking with me or not, to be honest with you. I had no idea. I don't know if you're telling the truth or just complete bullshitting me yet.
I have shimmy, TTT, SSS, TTT as a name in here. I swear.
Is it you have it tattooed on your ass somewhere?
Yes. No, on a lip. This lip.
On the lips.
I'm not a swinger. I will say that.
Okay. Sure you are.
I'm not a swinger.
Aren't you worried?
This is why I knew, even though I was rejecting watching it, I knew we would have fun because we're both like this.
Yeah.
And like, I play sports. I'm like a dude. I played sports my whole life. Like, I've always said the same thing. It's funny that you said that, because I was like, I talk shit on the court because I could back it up. And it's the same thing now. Like, I talk shit, but I can back it up. So it's funny because I always said that about sports and life and everything in general.
What sports did you play?
I played like everything, but then I narrowed down to basketball and volleyball in 8th grade, and I played year round, 8th grade up through high school. And then I was supposed to play basketball in college, and I busted my knees.
Damn.
I had my second knee surgery when I was right after I was signing to play.
Where were you trying to go to school?
It was like a small school. Oh, in Carolina, Catawba, whatever. I can't even know. It's Carolina somewhere. Small D2 school, very small. I know. I will say I was all state.
I've never heard of Catawba.
It's in fucking Carolina. It should be in your neighborhood. Google it. You Google it and you let me know. Okay. And you'll be like, damn, they're like one of the best D2 schools ever. That's cool. Listen, it wasn't like Ohio State.
Yeah.
Like,
cool. So do you still ball? You still get out there on the court?
I like to, and I talk shit to my kids all the time, and I'm getting them in it. But like, I'm an old woman, and I have bum knees, and but like this.
Put some knee straps on those bad boys. And get on the court.
I know. But this, and I'm watching you guys like ski and like go down the hill and like snowboard. I'm like, God, that's just like, you love this. This is your heaven. Why would you say no to doing Winter House?
Exactly. Like I said, I grew up skiing. My dad's from Alaska. He grew up skiing his whole life. So every winter we go somewhere crazy with the family. And then I usually take a couple trips with the homies. But I've been snowboarding since I was like 8 years old. So anything extreme sports, I've always like skateboarded, snowboarded, like mountain bike stuff, like motorcycle, anything that like could kill me. I tried.
You do it.
And so I did a bunch of crazy stuff, but snowboarding is the one that's like stuck because you can do that older. I can't be like I guess you could be a skateboarder, but that's kind of weird. So snowboarding, I love it. So I'm going to do it as much as.
Why would you say no to Winter House? Even in a relationship, it has to be difficult though. You guys are partying around the clock.
I mean, the way I like say it's like spring break every single weekend.
Yeah.
For 18 days straight. So it's spring break, 18 days straight.
18 days. Oh my God.
And you know, like normally you have like a hangover where like you can chill in bed for 2 hours and then have mimosas and have your hat all the way down and not think about shit. Wrong. You get knocked. They come in with cameras immediately and you're like, fuck, you know, and just like you have to be on all the time. Like you literally have zero downtime to like, I think we had 1 day off during the whole thing where it was like a dark day where we weren't shooting. But other than that, like you're just like constantly on. And I work out a lot and they don't have a gym there. So that's like a mental thing too. It's like, I'm not.
Oh yeah. What did you do? Just like push-ups or what do you do? Run in the snow?
No, I didn't really do too much. They had an Anytime Fitness or like a small like gym that I went to like a couple times. I had to like beg production to like let me sneak off for like 30 minutes to go to get a
But that's hard when you're used to working out, you're boozing, you're eating like shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So it's like the complete opposite of like my normal life. And then I go to this. And like I said, most people can do it for like a weekend, you know, like you go to like mountain weekend or ski weekend, you do it for 3 or 4 days. And then you come back and you're like BravoCon, you're like, holy shit. I feel like that was crazy. Do that for 3 weeks straight. And then it's at the end of it, you're just like, what the fuck happened? You know, like it's sprinting a marathon is what you're doing.
But you enjoy it?
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. It's so weird. Like all the negative, you know, partying, whatever, I would do it again. It's amazing. I had the people there, you bond with them so well or not. I mean, it's a fun, like social experiment because you're in this house and a lot of people you don't know, some of them you do know. And it's like, it's weird shit's going to happen, but it's going to be fun. And we're just going to get over it and be crazy and weird. And like I say, I think it's more just like the dance parties at the kitchen at 2 a.m. or just like, like, and you can be goofy and silly. Like you're not always at a club or like a restaurant where you have to be all proper. So you're kind of being able to kind of like let your hair down and be you.
Do your thing. Were you nervous to do it without Craig?
No. So last year, Craig, you know, him and I kind of came in together. So I kind of learned the ropes. And then I went to Summer House last summer.
Yeah.
So I did that kind of without Craig. So that kind of got my feet wet on like, all right, how does this whole process work? What's up? And then, so I was excited. And then Kyle was there. So me and Kyle became homies since last year. So I had a guy in my corner.
So who else did you not know going into it though? So
I knew Kyle, Danielle, Amanda. Me and Benny met 2 BravoCons ago and became close, but not like super close. But last winter we became like best friends. So like he's a homie. So like, we're like bros now. He was calling me earlier today because we're going to New York, I think in like 2 weeks.
I love Brian.
Yeah. So Brian's like, he's like my little brother.
Will you tell that little asshole? I've literally had his entire cast. I've literally had, I think, over almost every Family Karma person. And Brian and I, we've talked on the phone before this premiered. I'm like, yo, and I swear to God, worse than Austin, who is the biggest fucking, oh yeah, let's go. I think 6 times Austin and I had scheduled to do this.
Have y'all done it yet?
Oh, my internet's out. Oh, I'm watching like Carrie Met Sally. Oh, I mean, that guy, that's probably when you walked into BravoCon and I was like giving him shit. That's probably what you walked into.
Have you been able to interview him since or no?
No. Can you please bust his balls? I bust his balls. It was so nice to be able to see him in person after years. I've had side piece for like almost 4 years, I think.
Wow.
For years of him playing this little like.
Damn, I feel like I should have left you on the hook a little bit longer. This was too easy. I was too easy for you. Fuck. Damn. All right. Quickly. Internet's going out. I think we're just going to have to do this over again in 2 years.
Well, you should have been like, I'm watching, Pretty Woman, and I can't, because then I would be like, I see he's friends with Austin. Got it.
Yeah.
I love Brian though. He's so sweet. I'm glad that he was dope. Had you known? Did you know Katie or Malia?
Nope. So never met them at all. Didn't really know who they were. Kyle kind of briefed me of like, there's some yachties from Below Deck. And I was like, all right, I know some New Zealanders in the past and they're crazy. Any New Zealander or Australian I've met is fucking wild. So I was like, all right, this girl's probably going to be like, next level partier,
A
which
good
she
time.
was. And I love Aussies and New Zealanders because they talk so much shit, but they can take it. Like that's all me and Katie, our relationship's built on us saying like, fuck you. But like, that's literally, and it's awesome. I love her to death. I was hanging out with her BravoCon the whole time. I mean, she was with us at 4 a.m. on Sunday night, trying to get back.
And Sam likes Katie.
Yeah. Katie was actually taking care of Sam. Sam lost her purse in excess in Bravo in Vegas, and Katie found it from the bouncer, was like looking out. So yeah, she loves her.
Oh, but does Sam like Malia?
She does, and not kind of at the same time. Like she doesn't like hate her, but it's hard to watch some of like the flirting because Malia was like, oh, I see him as a brother, but then you see like her trying to like kiss me or whatever. And so it's hard to see that. So before it aired, they were completely cool. And now that it's aired, they're not like not cool. It's just, she has like a different, like, all right.
A view.
Yeah. I guess it's a different view of her, which like, it's completely understandable, but so it makes it.
But same with Jordan. Were Sam and Jordan cool?
Sam and Jordan really didn't know each other that much. And then, I don't think that it's like the same situation,
What about Danielle? Because Danielle's like, that's my girl, but I can't like tell Kory what to do.
Yeah. So, I mean, I actually haven't asked her about that since, last week or whatever episode, but her and Danielle are still close. I mean, I don't know like if anything's happened from the show from it, but it doesn't seem like it.
Isn't it so fucked up?
Yeah.
They always say, and every time I talk to somebody, it's like, there's 3 parts: the filming, the watching back, and the reunion.
Oh yeah.
And they're all like fucking insane. Each part. Is there someone that you're not cool with now from the show?
No, I fuck with everyone on the show. I'm pretty easy to get along with. And I like to, I don't, it's weird. I don't like drama. So I don't know why, reality shows all about drama and I'm like anti-drama.
I know.
So
I know. I hate, like, I don't know why, like does the noise bother you? Like, do you read comments and all that stuff?
Oh, yeah, I read it, but I think it's hilarious. People actually are pretty creative on the shit talking, which I think is funny. They say I look like a Dollar General Macklemore or like. I mean, some of the comments are actually really funny. We're actually making I'm making a BravoCon recap video as we speak. My production, I brought a video guy, and I have a creative team and I have a media company that we do crazy videos. So we'll be doing a whole recap that will be dropping the next couple of days. In one part of it, where I'm wearing a crazy outfit, we post all the comments of negative things that people are talking about me.
No.
We just like post them on top of each other. It's gonna be really fast about all the crazy shit that people said. Because I use it as kind of like, all right, whatever you say, I'm gonna laugh it off, and then it doesn't hurt me. Like if I take everything so seriously of like, oh my God, that random person said they didn't like my outfit. Who gives a fuck? I'm never gonna meet that person.
Totally.
And if I do, they're probably not gonna say it to my face because no one's ever said anything mean to my face. They're always super nice. And then go keyboard warrior or whatever. So I'm like, say it on that. I'm going to use it as like a badge and like, it's going to just build me stronger and stronger. So then when someone else says something, I'm like, bro, I already heard that 1,000 times. You got to come up with something.
You're like, get original.
Yeah. So I kind of grew up, like I said, with the sports and like just how I was brought up. Like we talk shit. So like, you have to be able to like eat that. And like I said, I know it's surface level. I care about the people that know me. If the people that are close to me are talking shit, then that upsets me because I'm like, okay, why is one of my good friends or why is a family member or something saying something about me? Because they actually know me, and that's an issue I need to like, confront head on versus these fucking random people
behind the keyboard. Totally.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, come on, please, come on.
You know what? I was getting some negative stuff, and it was bothering me. Just whatever it is, whether it's family stuff, friend stuff, social media stuff. And I walked into, and this was going on. I didn't say anything. And I know this sounds weird or hokey, whatever, but I was walking into this crystal store and the woman, but listen, this is the story. It's good.
I could just
listen, this is good. The end of the story is good.
Where's the crystal? I need to see it. Do you have it with you right now?
You
do.
No, it's by my bed.
All right, we can see
because listen, she
All right.
walked up to me. Just listen to my story before you judge it. She walked up to me and she gave me a little duck, like a little nothing duck. And I was like, I'm good. Like, I don't do ducks. And she goes, I know, but you need to be like a duck because ducks have a protective layer on it and everything just rolls right off of them. And I was like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, I walked in because I'm like, I'm sick of negativity. Maybe I'll get some crystals to like get the negativity out. And this woman walks in. The first thing she says to me is that.
You don't say
and
anything
now
to
I'm
her?
like, be the duck.
The ugly
Listen,
duck.
I'm telling you.
Was she trying to say that you were the ugly duckling? Is that what she said?
Probably.
And then you just took that and was like, oh, she must have saying that.
I'm like, oh my God, that's so right. This bitch is actually calling me ugly. I'm going to take it as let it all roll off of you.
Like, I just talked shit to her and she bought everything in here and thought I was giving her compliments.
I did. I spent like $600, but that's not the point. Anyway,
Oh,
when you see a duck, I love you. I love you. Ring it up. Ring it up. Listen though, when you are visiting your girl in New York and you're walking by Central Park, you can see a duck and you'll be like, I remember that story. I'll be a duck.
And
You're
she's
welcome.
going to call her an ugly duckling. I'm like, hey, this girl told me to call you an ugly duckling. I mean, let it roll off your skin. And she's like, what are you talking?
Sam's gonna be like, who's Melissa? Who's this bitch you're talking about?
Melissa. Why wasn't I there? I'm like, oh, fuck.
Where was I? Oh, the accident was the other night. Oh, at the gym. Right. I got you.
Like, I think she's a swinger. I don't really know, to be honest with you.
Don't mention the swinger. She'll hate me even more.
She was trying to show me her duck that might have been a vibrator. I really don't know what it was.
By the way, I'm going to take a picture of my duck now and show it to you when I go downstairs.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting yelled at.
Right
you got to come back towards the end of the season. If Megan will allow it, she probably won't now because she probably hates me.
Who's yelling? Megan? Did I say something I didn't supposed to?
No, me. I gotta go. I'm taking you too long. I didn't even realize what time it was. We were having such a ball.
Yeah. How long do your interviews last?
Well, if people are late, like you were, normally it's not as long. So listen, how about this? Will you come back as the season gets going more?
In 2 years, I'll come back. So we can start it now, and then maybe 2026.
All right, Austin.
I'll get it, and then I'm gonna stop being so responsive and like good about it, and then maybe.
I'm nothing but love, and this is what I get.